He's been in the wars, Robinson, tonight.
He's got some blood coming out, and claret coming out of the nose as well. I think he caught one earlier, and this is just adding insult to injury. But geez, he doesn't take his eye off it.
He's a willing worker.
Hard. Yep.
He's a willing worker. I've never seen him out on a field before, but I think you should be quite excited what we've seen tonight with him from the Collingwood point of view. I mean, sometimes you find they do well in February and March, and then when the real thing comes, they drop back. But just as a young player, he's shown enormous promise tonight. Worked really hard off the footy, and that's one of the things that I'm sure these Carlton coaches are really on his back about.
Talked about the 4 goals he got in that intra-club game. He had a heap of kicks, certainly more kicks than Satanta O'Halpin. That game 10 days ago, but of course it was Satanta's one kick that forced this young man out of the headlines. So he nurses his nose. And this ball comes to Anderson. Anderson across half-back. It went backwards.
Sloppy old kick. Anthony with a second chance here now. Harvey starting to get busy. Neat kick along the line. Ziegel's been good. And finds Jones. So Ziegel getting plenty of it. Now Jones too far out. He's going to go the shorter options. Petrie's the target. Thornton got up high at the back. Well done again to Ziebel. And the high tackle there. Griggs free kick.
I do like height deep in their forward line, the Kangaroos. Young Goldstein's come onto the field and is providing the focal point.
And Petrie
when
forward.
Hale went off.
But that was Corey Jones' first kick. He's more often than not played that link player between their midfield and their tall forward line, and just not getting it tonight.
So Grigg it is. Cruiser, clever play. Houlihan's been terrific. Bentley on the up to Gibbs.
In the back advantage.
Heard the umpire, and now the Blues take that advantage.
Kennedy lays it off. Now Bauer goes down towards half forward, hangs a long time in the air, in from the side. Gibson got it on the deck. Hanson leads back. Well done, Gibson. Got across, assisted. Ferrito took his time. Chips very close to the boundary line. Harris has it. Follows the boundary line with the kick. Oh, terrific mark, Ziebel. That was an example of strong body and then strong hands. He kicks down towards the attacking 50. Petrie juggled attempt. Wait there, step for step, and it's going to be a free kick, is it? Umpire Kennedy goes across.
Off your boot, your ball. He said it's off your boot.
Oh. Well, umpire Kennedy checking with the boundary umpire, so good officiating. Just talking about umpire Kennedy, loved by a lot of the players. In fact, he taught half the players in the competition, I reckon.
Freaky, that one.
Came
off back of his heel.
Came off Waite's heel as well, too. I think he's plucked one.
So the Blues get it to Betts.
Jack there. Jack.
So let's go down to Tim Watson with Chris Judd.
Well, Jody, you played most of that second quarter. You must be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, good to have a run. Always first out for years, a few cobwebs, but boys looking all right.
And you pushed deep into the forward line there too. Is that your call?
Yeah, just mix it up. You know, the way the midfield works these days, you need plenty of rotations through this. So probably push forward a bit at different stages this year.
Cheers, thanks for your time.
So from one champion to a champion goal kicker, and Favola the free kick.
50-50 that one.
Yeah, they both had a bit of one another, didn't they? So Fev with 3 goals, including a 9-pointer. 99 goals last year. And he's kicked 91 pre-season goals in his career to date. Make that 92. So 4 for Fev. The Blues continue to have the answers.
This is decision time for the Kangaroos. Do you leave Gibson on Favola? Ferrito, obviously, is a very fine defender who's also out there tonight. It's his 11th possession, Favola, so he's getting a lot of the footy in less than a half.
I always wonder with contests like that, what would the decision be if it was on the wing?
Yeah.
I mean, that would have nearly been play on.
Yeah.
Favola comes off the ground, 3 goals, including a 9-pointer. In fact, 4, including the 9-pointer to his name so far. 57-21. So a lot of talent sitting down watching the last few minutes of this second term. We've got a recall of the bounce, which is very much at the umpire's discretion. The umpires tonight: Finlay, Bowen, Jeffrey and Kennedy. Jacobs, been impressed by him, flicks it down. Harvey gives it off. This is Anthony. Thought about going forward, then decides to go back. The kick comes from lower down towards left half forward. Johnson traps it nicely. Did well, just flicked it into the path with his right boot for Jacobs. Over the football, Harding. Going to ground was Swallow. Coming through Anthony, back towards Swallow. Swallow falling to the ground, over the head of Harding. Johnson again used his body deftly. Just worked his man up the line of the football. Stevens chips between the lines, missed down there by Murphy, a little too casual. Former student of umpire Kennedy, as the kick comes from Perito. Lower lays it off. Harvey 55 metres out. Steps Grigg, kicks towards goal. Well done by Thomas, but he lost his bearing slightly. His Shepherds are behind.
Brent Harvey's been a great player for such a long time, and in the way the game is played now, his ability to get through space like that is nearly unrivaled. He's going to be a very dangerous player for the Kangaroos this year, and obviously a big part of any success they have.
So Stevens on the end of Jamison. Really interested with Brett Montgomery with Tim at quarter time about just trialling Stevens maybe as a halfback flanker, maybe a Gilby type who can really deliver from halfback.
Well, often you've got extra defenders behind the foot. He hasn't really worked out heaps that way tonight, but that precision kicking out of the back line is just so important.
Thompson to Power. Well, good effort there by Hale. He played on. I think he called it as a mark. I thought he might have, the umpire, but perhaps I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Well done by Petrie to Power to Harvey, and Harvey, well, he got a bit cute in the end, but it's a goal. Lower gets it.
You know, I reckon later in the year, Brent Harvey would have actually kicked that goal himself. I think he probably just decided try and get a teammate into the game at this stage of the year.
First game as captain.
Early days. Yeah, first game as captain.
Second time he's done it, because he probably could have got the goal in the first quarter that he gave to Thomas as well.
Well, you wouldn't have begrudged him kicking that.
No,
it was probably the
he was in the right,
play.
good enough position to kick it himself, but he made a certainty of it in the end.
57 plays 33, and so far tonight the Kangaroos unable to kick consecutive goals. Maybe a chance to do it here. 57, as I say. A pretty good score to half-time for Carlton. They'll be pleased with this. Just under a minute and a half. Jacobs directed it down. Stevens falling to the ground, goes back. Joseph lays it off. The hand pass from Bauer. Jacobs handled the ball well. Stevens inside the forward 50. Going to ground was Cloak. Coming away with it, Thompson. Kicks it up towards the wing. Harris tracks it towards the line. Bounced on its point. Went back to Grigg. Taken by Johnson. Over the top. Now an opportunity for Bentley. Kicks inside the forward 50. Working behind is Betts. Well, it didn't come to him. It came to Wiggins. And Wiggins may snap a goal.
Now, he's the grinder, is he, Dennis, Wiggins?
He's the what?
The grinder, is he?
He's the grinder. He's the blue Wiggins.
But in all honesty, that's what you need in your forward line. You need your goal kickers. I mean, you'd like everyone to be a perfect player, but you need your workers, and that's Robinson's given him that bit of that tonight. And Wiggins is the player, keeps leading up hard up to midfield. So at least that time he was able to get on the end of it himself.
Last 5 seasons he's played between 11 and 14 games each season, so he had a much better year last year. He just hasn't quite been able to absolutely stamp himself into the team.
You need players like that, though. You need them to play a role for a certain period of the season, put pressure on their teammates. He plays a very important role for Carlton.
I reckon late last year and now he's probably for the first time in his career in their best 22.
Yeah, I think
a lot of footy.
He's got better every year, and that's what you'd like to see. His effort is excellent.
So Jacobs, Swallow, Anthony getting a little bit of it. So the Kangas couldn't get those consecutive goals that Dennis was talking about. So
Play on! No, 20, play on!
you heard the umpire. Now Ferrito Kicks it well inside the 50. Jones, big fly. Harvey, clever at the back. Tries to straighten up, needs the right bounce, can't get it. But a better result for the Kangas because it's out of bounds forward pocket with a few seconds to go.
Well, it was a different attack. Ferrito got the ball behind centre there and just decided that he was going to kick it 50, 60 metres long, and North were able to crumb it on that occasion. That's the old style North Melbourne.
So Hale just tried to lay it down. Thornton, well done. Johnson liked him so far. Bauer to Robinson to Simpson. So a good half of footy if you're a Blue fan.